nails, hair, makeup, lotions, and everyone's getting in on the game to the tune of $140 billion a year. But sometimes all these products may do things to us that are not so pretty.
The new HBO documentary, Not So Pretty, takes a deep dive into the trillion-dollar cosmetics industry and what really is in our favorite products. How many of us even know? Just go grab your makeup bag, flip over your mascara, maybe your concealer, foundation. You'll probably find a long list of ingredients you don't know much about. In fact, a recent study found half of cosmetic products in the U.S. contain harmful toxins. So we're so glad to be able to have joining us this morning to discuss these things that you probably don't want to put anywhere near your skin. Dr. Trevor Cates, thank you for being here with us.
Thank you. It's great to be here with you.
And you look lovely this morning. I know you are the founder of the Spa Doctor, you're an author, but you talk a lot about toxic makeup. And tell me exactly what that means for all of us. We say toxic for a lot of things, but what does it mean for makeup?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, personal care products do contain a number of toxic chemicals, and they've been linked to health issues like cancer and also hormone disrupting effects. And unfortunately, there have been only 11 ingredients banned for personal care product use in the United States, while in Europe, they've banned over a 1,000 ingredients. So as a doctor, I have concerns for my patients. And as a skincare manufacturer, I know that there are alternatives, but I also know that a lot of what's put on labels doesn't have to be disclosed. So there are definitely a lot of concerns. And one of the ingredients that's gotten a lot of attention lately are PFAS. These are known as forever chemicals because they don't break down very easily in the environment and they build up in human tissues. And so human samples oftentimes show up with these PFAS. And they're used in a lot of non-stick, stain repellent, waterproof products. And that includes cosmetics like waterproof mascara and long-lasting lipstick.
Yeah, and those are some of the things that are the hottest sellers right now. And you mentioned the hormone disruptors. I'm in a lot of groups that talk about fibroids and things like that that can come from hormones being disrupted. Are there methods to detoxify our bodies after exposure to these toxins?
You know, it depends on the compound. There are some ingredients that our body can remove out of the body fairly easily through our liver, our kidneys, we can eliminate it. But there are other compounds that stay in our bodies, like PFAS, for example. That's why they're known as forever compounds. So the best thing to do is to, first of all, try and avoid these as much as possible. Be aware of some of the ingredients and do your best to avoid them. And I know that a lot of times manufacturers will say, these aren't harmful. But the problem is that we're exposed to them in amounts that we've never been exposed to before. And we're exposed to them in our air, our water, our food, our cleaning products, clothing, furniture, and so many places. So the problem is we're like a walking science experiment because we don't know how all of these chemicals interact with one another inside our bodies. So the best thing is to reduce your exposure as much as possible. And I know you've got a list of these on the screen here, and these are all ones that you can look for. Now, some of them are a little tricky to look for. Things like formaldehyde is not listed on the label. So you want to look for, you want to get a little bit educated on these things because there is a group of chemicals called formaldehyde releasers, and they're listed on ingredient labels as things like DMDM hydantoin, which is really confusing because it certainly doesn't imply that it's going to release formaldehyde. So these are ingredients that we really want to pay attention to. One of the biggest ones that we get exposed to is fragrance. And fragrance is in so many of the products we use, but it's easy to find fragrance-free or looking for things that have essential oils or other natural fragrances.
Yeah, great information, Dr. Cates. We really appreciate it. You know, the beauty industry is so big, so we're talking about things for our hair. You talk about formaldehyde a lot of times for like Brazilian blowouts, things like that, makeup, all of those things. We use it all, but we have to be more cautious. We appreciate your information.
Yes, absolutely. And I mean, I know it can be overwhelming. So just start simple, start with something like fragrance and just look at all of your products and start replacing them with healthier alternatives. And the good news is there are a lot of natural skincare products, even mascaras and lipsticks, cosmetics. You can find natural alternatives. Mineral makeups are great. You might have to minimize some of the more toxic products, but it's really, we want to look at the products we're using on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
What are the products that you're using every morning and every night? And start with those.
Absolutely. Start small and you'll make a big improvement. Thank you so much for being here with us. You take care.